Team, thank you very much for joining me for this week's Teen Adult Senior Black Belt Track class. Let's get started, everyone. Natural stance, back to attention. Spread your feet, make a fist, hover. Bring your feet together and curse it up. Relax stance, team, hands behind your back, and repeat after me. True will, true confidence. I must have knowledge of the mind, honesty in the heart, and strength in the body. Winners never quit. Quitters never win. I choose to be a black belt. Natural stance. Our junior self-defense for this week is going to be double wrist grab. So, got to hear someone grabs hold with both hands, grabs both your wrists. What we're going to do is we're going to step back, break the wrist, kick, land, drop our weight down, butterfly palms into their stomach, pushing up and covering out. Stop, stay back. So let's break this down a little bit. So I'm going to turn sideways. When someone grabs hold of a wrist, they grab hold of both wrists. Think about where their thumbs are. We always want to go against their thumb. When they're grabbing hold, the fingers are on the outside, the thumbs are on the inside. So that means if I pull outward, I'm working against their thumbs, their fingers, and it's going to be harder for me to escape. If I go inward, it's more likely that I'm going to be able to break because I'll have that gap between their thumb and the index finger. I'll be pulling through that. So what we're going to do is they grab hold. I'm going to step back, push against their thumbs, drop my hands in, crossing them up. So against their thumbs, pulling them out, going up high. From here, I'm going to kick them in the stomach. Then advancing kick, boom, step in. So let's go back to the beginning. I'll back up a little bit. So this is our double wrist grab, natural stance. I grab hold of both wrists. I step back as I do, crossing the arms, bringing them up in front, kicking in the stomach, dropping my weight down, butterfly palms coming in, hitting low, and right below the rib cage, in the abdomen, and I'm going to push up underneath the rib cage as I drive up into it. And then I'm going to back away, stop, stay back. So I'm hitting here and pushing upward into the stomach. From the other side, double wrist grab. It's going to be back, kick, drop, heel palm, right hip butterflies into the stomach, push up, cover out, stop, stay back. I'll do it one more time, facing the front. Double wrist grab, step back to the right leg, crossing the arms in, holding them up, breaking against the thumbs, kicking in, dropping down, heel palm, and then stop, stay back. That is our junior self-defense technique. Double wrist grab. Our self-defense is roundhouse punch combination. This is someone coming in and throwing a right roundhouse punch followed by a left roundhouse punch. Could be the other way around too, but for our purposes today, we'll go right, left. So as someone is throwing a punch at us, they're coming with their right hand. I won't be mirroring this, so as they come back, they're coming with the right hand toward the left side of my body. Something's coming at me fast and strong. My initial reaction is probably to throw my arms up and to move away from it. That's what I'm going to do. So as that punch is coming in, I'm going to throw my arms up, outward block. Punch comes in from the other side, inward block. From here, I can just slide my arm down, long their arm, shot to the neck, hook behind the head, take a knee, whichever knee is going to hit the target, right? So I like to use my front knee because I can drive it into their face. It tends to be more productive, but if you're in a different position, maybe your back knee is going to work a little better for you. You're going to knee, drive a hammer fist down, and then cover out, stop, stay back. So let's break that down, team. So we're in our natural stance, or however you're standing. Like most of the time, we're not standing in a guarding stance. Like our hands are down low by our body. And if we know it's coming, if we know we're in a hostile situation, don't stand there. Move away. Get distance between yourself and the bad guy so they can't easily punch or kick you. Give yourself time to react. If you find yourself in this situation, most likely you're not paying attention. Your nose is buried down in your phone. You are arguing with them when you're getting closer because you're trying to dominate the situation. You're getting too close. Okay, instead of making distance to be your ally, distance is always our friend. If I know something's coming, if I have the wisdom to put my hands up because I know something's dangerous, I should be backing away at the same time. So from here, we're going to assume my hands are down. Maybe I'm carrying something, maybe I'm not. Maybe I am slightly distracted. I see the punch coming in. Maybe they push me Like, hey, get out of my spot, boom, push me and start throwing the punches. And what's gonna happen, as soon as I fall back, I'm throwing my arm up. So think of it like an outward block. I tend to block open-handed, block closed, we're blocking with our forearm, not our hand. Boom, we're striking in here. The other punch comes around. We're gonna rotate our body, shift our body in, so rotate your body into it. And then we're gonna follow along their arm. Our arm right here, we're gonna follow along their arm, right to chop to the neck. Chops with the base of the hand right here, the meaty part. I like to chop with my forearm. So when I'm coming down, I try and drive my forearm in as opposed to my hand, but traditionally this is a chop with the edge of the hand. So let's go back to the beginning. Okay, so roundhouse punch combination. We're gonna step back, we're gonna outward block, inward block, chop. And by the way, if you notice where my other hand is, my hand was up in that guard. So when I do that chop, I'm grabbing his arm and I'm pulling it in as I chop to maximize the power for it. Then hook, still have hold of that arm. Drive my knee in, pull down as I step my foot down, hammer fist to finish off, and then to cover out, stop, stay back. Let's look at that from the side. This is going to be our roundhouse punch combination. I'm going to step back, I'm going to block the outside, block the inside, chop to the neck, hook, knee, hammer fist, stop, stay back. That is our roundhouse punch combination. Our self-defense is going to be automatic disarm. This is a gun defense for someone who is taking a weapon and they're pointing it right at your face. They're at really close range for this one. Now, a couple things to keep in mind is that if someone is engaging you with a weapon, whether it's a gun, a knife, a club, whatever it's going to be, and they are opening a dialogue, they're talking to you about it, their primary goal is not to hurt you in that moment. The primary goal is to control the situation, control you, maybe get something from you. Now, if the thing they're trying to get from you is something tangible, like car keys, or your cell phone, or your wallet, or your shoes, you're probably better off giving those to the person and walking away at the end. Now, when what they're looking for is going to be you physically, they ask you to get in the car, they ask you to go in the house, they want you to go to an alley, they're trying to relocate you to some other spot. That's different. Nobody wants to relocate you to another spot to do something better. It's always going to be better for them, worse for you. Your chances of escaping drop drastically in a secondary location. So if someone's trying to take you and move you somewhere else, your best chance of escape is right now. Now, in this situation, if they have the weapon pointed right at our face, they're probably really close to it. You probably have gotten tunnel vision. All you see is this barrel in front of you. You probably don't even see what's going on around you at this point. Your eyes are locked on you. You're going to be nervous. Your hands are going to come up because that's what we do when someone's sick. We set our hands up in the air. So here's a couple of things we want to start out with. First of all, ask them what they want. Try to talk to them. Ask questions. What we want them to do is we want them to try and respond and engage with us. And because when they're talking, their mind is focused on their response, and it gives you an opportunity. One of the things that I did in my studies and one of the things I've learned is that if you ask them a question and that is blatantly wrong, they're more likely to stop and try and correct you. For example, the bad person comes up, puts a gun in your face, and they say, get in the car. And you go, which one? The blue one? And you look over to the side, indicating there might be a blue car there. There doesn't need to be. In fact, if there's not one, it's probably even going to be better. Because the person is immediately going, most people's response is going to be, what do you mean blue one? There's only a red van over there, or a white van, what's going to be? And their eyes are going to shift to that direction. If you can get them to engage and shift their attention to whatever you're looking at, that's going to give you an opportunity. Now remember, they're pointing the weapon here directly in front of you. So our hands are up. We want to be non-threatening. We are going to drop our weight down and we're going to push the weapon up. We want to try and clear the distance as fast as we can. We're going to create a V with our hands. So the weapon's here, we're going to create the V with our hands, we're going to drop down, we're going to push it up. And again, remember, this is a last-ditch effort. You try to talk your way out of it, you realize that they're trying to take you to a secondary location, you are out of options. So from here, as they are talking, as I get them distracted, as they look over the side, I need to move. Fingers come together, I create a V. This is like a giant funnel here, right? My vision and my accuracy is going to be poor. I'm not trying to grab with one hand. I'm trying to create the largest funnel I possibly can. I'm going to push up underneath the barrel and slide back towards their hand. And as I do that, I need to drop my feet down. So one of the ways we do this, you can certainly squat, but I find squatting to be slower than what we do a drop step. Drop step is right, it's gonna move my feet off to the side, boom, and I drop down. That's gonna be faster for you than squatting down, especially as you get older like me. So my hands are here, as I talk to them, what car do you want me to go into? The blue one? And when they look or distracted to it, I drop down, I push up. The goal is to get the weapon high above me. From here, I'm gonna step in. As I step in, I'm pushing it toward. Think about where my fingers are, it kind of represents the barrel of the gun. I'm pushing it forward, getting the barrel toward them. From here, as soon as it goes toward them, I'm gonna step back and pull it back away. Again, the barrel is toward them. That's where my fingers are representing. I'm gonna step back, I need to get some distance. I'm gonna tap the magazine, make sure it didn't come loose in the struggle. I'm gonna step back again, grab the slide, rack it back. I'm gonna aim at them, and then I'm going to say, stop, on the ground, hands away from your side, palms up, cross your legs, turn your head away from me. When they turn their head away, they're no longer looking at me, I'm gonna step to the side that they can't see easily. I'm gonna move away from them. At this point, I'm gonna lower the weapon. I don't want to accidentally have a discharge. I'm gonna lower it down, and I'm gonna look for somebody in the crowd who is around that I can have call 911 for me. And I'm gonna address them specifically. Hey, you in the blue shirt, call 911. Do not point at them with the weapon. Weapon stays down. Give them explicit instructions. You have an opportunity now to practice the self-defense technique they never have. So you need to guide them through the process. I need you to call 911 on your cell phone now. Very explicit instructions. So let's go back to the beginning. So I'm going to walk through this again. This time I'm going to use the weapon. I'm going to get a little closer for it. So for this, the weapon's in front of us. I create the V, and I'm going to push up. As I push up, I drop down. See, the barrel's over my head. I'm going to step in. As I step in, the barrel goes to them. And then from here, I'm going to pull back. As I pull back, I keep the barrel toward them. Take the weapon, slide it around. Step back, tap the magazine, slide, aim, way off frame. I'm going to get back in the frame. And I'll say the words, stop, on the ground, hands away from your side, palm up, legs crossed, turn your head away. Move to the side, as I move to the side, weapon goes down. I indicate with my free hand, you in the blue jacket, call 911. When they do, when police officers arrive, I do not want to appear a threat. So as they arrive on the scene, I am going to get on my knees, put the weapon off to the side, and slide it away from me and the bad guy. Keeping my hands up. I don't want to appear to be a threat. I don't want to be police officers arriving on the scene, just know somebody has a gun. They don't understand the situation. Don't put yourself at risk. Team, the other thing that's really important is if you are alone in this situation, you don't have to stay there. You're under no obligation to hold that person restrained until someone shows up. Your safety is paramount. If you cannot safely control the situation, move away, get to a safe location, and call 911. You don't have to stay there. That team is automatic disarm. Our senior self-defense for this week is going to be a roundhouse kick. The idea is that someone's coming in, taking their back leg, driving around, roundhouse kick into the body. So what we're going to do is we're going to use distance as our best tool for defense. As that kick is coming in, they're kicking to the left side of my body with their right leg, they're kicking in. What I want to do is I want to move out of the way. So as that kick's coming in, I'm kicking the opposite leg. So they're kicking with their right leg, coming to my left side. I'm going to step off to the side. Stepping on the side, shifting over here, getting out of the way, blocking to protect myself, shift in, heel palm into the face, hook behind the neck, grab, knee, hammer fist, and then cover out. So again, let's break that down and look at it in a little more detail. The first part is just that moving away. That kick's coming in. I step, move out of the way. That by itself is probably going to be enough to protect you from that kick coming in, but to be on the safe side, we're going to take our hand and we're going to block downward. That way they start chasing us with that leg. We still have a block out there, something to slow that kick down. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to stand right here and try and block straight on with my arm. I don't want to try and meet my force of my forearm against their force of their leg. The leg's probably bigger and stronger than my forearm. It's probably going to hurl off if I try and block with it. But if I'm moving away, as they're striking, I'm moving away and I'm putting this down more as a protective barrier, not so much as a strike. Maybe it is a strike, but I'm bringing it down here to keep it from catching up with me. Because I'm moving away, I'm going to absorb that power a lot better. Once I block, from here, I'm going to shift back in. My front leg shifts back in. As it does, my back leg comes in as well. As I drive my hips forward, I'm going to heel palm to the face. You notice my hand came up into a guard right away from that downward block. What could happen, depending on the piece you're working here, is I step back, boom, I block. As I step in, it's possible I may be able to catch that leg as I heel palm them in the face. Really messes with their balance. I'm holding them up high here, and I'm hitting in the face right here. Next, I'm going to hook my hand around and try to heel palm in the face. I'm going to hook around behind their neck. I like to make that hook into a side of a chop, a little forearm strike. So as I hook here, heel palm, as I go to the neck, I'm going to pull it outside, I'm going to strike to the side of the neck, and then hook my hand around the back of their skull. So my palm is right around the base of the skull. Let's go back to the beginning. This is roundhouse kick. Step off the side, I'm going to block. I'm going to shift back in, I'm going to heel palm. I'm going to hook, which for me is a chop, and then a hook. And what's happening here is you see my arm, how my arm is kind of bent, like an S. Back of their head is here, front of their head is, my forearm is pressed against their side of their neck, and my elbow is kind of pressed to the front of the neck. I'm trying to wrap it around, get nice and tight. Now, maybe I've hit them a couple of times, maybe they're going to be staggered and they're going to bend over, but most likely they're not. I'm going to drive my knee in, and as I drive my knee in, my weight drops down, pull down with the weight. Let this knee dropping, keeping the hand close to it, that's what's going to take him down. That's what's going to bend him over. You're probably not going to do this, grab, and then bend him. You're trying to get your arm against their body, probably not going to happen. Hit, cross the back of the head, knee, boom. You need them bend over here. Then, hammer fist down, finish it, cover out, stop, stay back. All right, team, we do this from the front. So our roundhouse kick, right? Our step out, we're going to block, heel palm, hook, knee, hammer fist, stop, stay back. Let me do it from the side over here. So it's roundhouse kick. I step off to the side, stepping backwards and down in the 45 as I do my downward block. Shift back into my starting position into a heel palm, hook, knee, hammer fist, cover out, stop, stay back. Back out your natural stance. All right, team, that is our senior self-defense. Roundhouse kick. All right, team, let's gather in. There was a leader who took a jar and then filled it with rocks and asked his class if the jar was full. They all said yes. And then he took some smaller pebbles, and the pebbles filled in all the spaces between the rocks. He asked his class again if the jar was full, and they all said yes. Then he took sand and poured it into the jar. The tiny grains of sand filled in the space between the pebbles. He asked his class if the jar was full, and again they all said yes. Finally, he took a glass of water, poured it into the jar so it filled up to the edge, finally, the jar was really full. He went on to explain that if you put the sand or the water or the pebbles in first, the big rocks wouldn't have fit. The big rocks are the most important things. They're your family, your health, your goals. The pebbles, the sand, the water, those are all the little things. We talked about setting goals this month. The key is whatever your goals are, you need to focus on the big rocks first if you want to reach those goals. All right, let's go back to our stance.
Yes.
Today's class. Remember, if you're doing this for on-demand class credit, to take about a minute to record yourself doing your self-defense or your kata and sending it into your on-demand coach so that they can help give you feedback and prepare you for the next step of your journey. Everyone on natural stance. Now, pay attention. Face front and bow. Back out your natural stance. Everyone have a great week. Baby, see ya.